What's up, everybody? What's up? Happy Tuesday with everybody. Happy 21st of April already. We are flying through the month. Can y'all even believe it? Oh, I don't own the rights to this music, so don't cut me. I forgot if you can hear it. So, I put the music on sometimes. So, happy Tuesday, everybody. I am excited. I got a good word to share today. So, come on in. Come on in and happy Tuesday. What's up? What is going on with everybody? There's Melissa Diaz. What's up? It is my favorite day of the whole week. I say this every week, but it really is. Besides like Friday. But anyway, I love me some Tuesday. And so yes. Got a good word today for you. So I am looking forward to sharing today. So it is, you can kind of see it's a little bit cloudy and blah today, but and a little bit chilly, but that's okay. I'll take it. It has been a beautiful day, and so anyway, it's been all good. LaWanda Brown in the house. What's up? What is up? It's gosh, I miss you, LaWanda Brown. I need to see you soon. Bow show. I tried to do halfway. Need to do both ways. There we go. I had my hands full. So, it's Tuesday, everybody. Tuesday is it's exciting for me. So, man, so much going on. You're oh yeah, you know it. Melissa, you already know. Since I had it in my hand, might as well take a drink. So, yeah, y'all, these days are busy, and so I just get where I get to do this with y'all. So, super excited to just wherever and whenever. So, anyway, but yeah, work is going good. It's been busy and all that. It's been great. So, but I am so excited. There's so much going on, and just, man, so blessed. The Level Up Inner Circle, we got that started. We had our first live Zoom last week, and it was really good. And so if you haven't checked that out, I would love for you to do that. And yeah, LaWanda, right. So Level Up Inner Circle is just a space. It's a space for you to connect and grow and just feel safe. It's a safe space to just share. And so go check it out on my website, levelupwiththom.com, and see what you think. So Level Up Inner Circle, super excited about it. And we had a good time, like I said, last week, and had some few people that were not able to get on with us, but anyway, it's growing, and so it's really cool. So and then I have we have the conference coming up in September, and so more to come on that later. But it's just so it's so exciting to start planning and just getting some stuff thought about for that. So our Uncommon Thread Conference, Woven for War, is September 18th and 19th this year, and it's a Friday night and Saturday, and so that's going to be really, really very cool. And so we've got some great things already. My mind's already been churning for a few months now, so probably since the last one. But anyway, so anyway, come on in, everybody. Tag somebody that needs to just an encouragement today, and share this. And I do appreciate you guys spending the time with me. Everybody's busy, and so I don't take that lightly. And so I do honestly appreciate that. So Genevieve, welcome in. It's good to see you on with us on today. So I'm going to get into it. And so, like I said, if there's anybody that you think would just need an encouragement, then send this on to them. And so, Melissa, thank you so much for tagging everybody. And Joni, welcome in. Good to see you. So this is Tuesday with Thom. I do this every week, and just a little bit of time just to be an encouragement and just to share a little bit with you guys. There's so much negative that goes on in the world, and so it's just nice to have a minute, right, to just be poured into and just excited. So the first book that I wrote is called Throne Room Conversations, and it is what I've been reading from. And so today we're going to talk about the nuggets are not random. The nuggets are not random. Not McNuggets from McDonald's, but the Angela, what's up? What is up? Thank you so much, Angela. I appreciate you so much. So the nuggets are not random. And so I love this book so much. When God gave this to me and all of this stuff, it's such a unique thing. And so I really wanted, and I've been feeling led to just go back to it and just share more in depth with it, because there's so much to it. And I know, like, Angela's read it, shared it with her daughter, I believe, and it's just so great the way that it came out. So, Tanya, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. So, we're reading. We're still in conversation 2, and so we're gonna just keep doing this until God says do something else. But I wanted to touch back on something, and then get to the nuggets are not random. And so Whitney Allen, what's up? I know they do sound good, don't they? So the nuggets are not random. And so this was where that's coming from in conversation 2. I have told you I am sharpening your hearing, yet you are surprised when I drop nuggets all around you. I cannot lie, and I will perform the word I have promised you that I would. As you learn to expect it, those nuggets, I will never disappoint you. So, when little kids are trying to get your attention, those of you that are parents, mamas especially, what do? Mama, 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 mom, mom. My grandson, the oldest one, he is 8, and so when he was a little younger, he I don't even know what I was doing, but he was trying to get my attention, and so he kept saying, Papa, Papa. And then finally, I just had him tuned out, I guess. And finally he said, Thom. And he was little. I don't even know how old he was, but it just got my attention, obviously. And just made us all laugh, because he was just so needing Papa's attention. And he finally was like, Thom. And that sent me out. And so, y'all, God is like that a lot of times, right? We are so busy. We're so jam-packed with all the stuff that we've got going on with our jobs, right? My job is very busy, and there's so much that goes on. And so my mind's going, right, a lot. And so, but God is trying to get our attention all day, every day. And so the nuggets are not random. There are, if you've been seeing stuff repeatedly over and over and over, you've been seeing the same thing or the same type of thing, that's God trying to get your attention on something. And so stop and pay attention to it, because it really, God is trying to speak to us more than what we hear him. And so he will drop little nuggets around, and he's speaking to us. He's given us these promises, and he's trying to help us navigate all the things that he's promised us. But if we don't hear him, then we're going to miss out. And so I feel like that God is he kind of like that sometimes, like our little kids, right? He's like, Angel, what's up? Welcome in. He's like, Whitney, Angel, Melissa, here's this, notice that, what about this? Random stuff sometimes that keeps going on and on and on. Certain topics, when you hear somebody talking about shifting, right? And then you start hearing about shifting everywhere. Well, to me, that's God trying to get our attention. Things are shifting in your life, and he's trying to get you to maybe let go of some stuff, or so many different examples of that. They're welcome in, Wendy. There are, I try to be very deliberate, very on purpose with stuff and noticing things. And so, but sometimes it seems random, right? There people sometimes will say stuff that don't even know each other. There's no way that they would know that they're saying similar things. And so that's God trying to get our attention. And it's those nuggets that he's trying to drop in your life. And so when we're walking around saying, God, why won't you speak to me? I can't hear God. He's literally trying to get your attention to make you stop whatever it is you're doing and say, oh, yeah, okay, I get it. He says, I am sharpening your hearing, yet you are surprised when I drop nuggets all around you. So he promised that he's going to sharpen our hearing, but we also have to practice that, right? We can't tune it out like I was doing my grandson, like you guys sometimes do your kids or whatever the situation is, your spouse. But he said he's sharpening our hearing. And so, God, help me to see what you want me to see. Help me to hear what you want me to hear. And then he will, if we will pay attention to it. A lot of people say when their loved ones pass, they'll see a red bird or whatever. And when you see that red bird, it's them or whatever. And so the other day, I just happened to notice a red bird. It wasn't, I was just sitting in the car for a minute. And but the other thing I noticed is that there were several birds, not like 100 of them, but there were just several. And so I was just really, it caught my attention. And so that's what I'm talking about, is those little things that, if God is trying to tell us stuff, and he will use whatever is around us to do that. And so my word for 2026 is expansion. And so I see that a lot. I see it because I'm paying attention. When you drive a white car, you notice white cars. You drive a red car, you notice more red cars. It's just what we do. But expansion, I'm seeing it, I'm hearing it in little ways, and different things are coming, even when I'm not necessarily thinking about it. It will just happen. And so, Dr. Destiny, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I wrote a book about breaking labels. And so now I hear a lot about labels and labels being placed on you and all of those things. And so, so the nuggets that are around you are not random. So what have you been seeing a lot of? What have you been hearing? What have you been hearing other people say? So think about that this week as you go through the rest of this week. Be paying attention, because we sometimes pray so much, it's like a one-sided conversation, right? We just pray and pray and pray. And God, why won't you, thank you, Dr. Destiny, I appreciate you. Why won't you answer me? You know, well then, I just need a word. I need somebody to prophesy over me. No, you don't. What you need to do is you need to pay attention to the nuggets that are being dropped all around you all the time. There have been some times where, what's up, Tasha? There's been some times where, in my job, I meet with families and patients, and we talk about hospice and go through that process with them. And there's been some times where something will be said during that course of that conversation that is, oh my gosh, it's so on target, right? That almost catches my breath. And it's just it's a conversation, right? And it's those little moments like that are gold, right? Like gold nuggets. That's what I want you to think of them. They're not chicken nuggets, but gold nuggets of wisdom, confirmation. It's those little things like that you just know. You know, in the pit of your stomach, in your spirit, in your knower, you know. And so that's so exciting to me when those things happen. And so he promised us that he's sharpening our hearing. It's tuning in to an atmosphere, a frequency that's different. Because everybody's so busy and everybody's running around and see, Genevieve, right there. You're confirming it right there. And I love that. I love that. So, man, take this and run with it, because sometimes we discount stuff that is literally a nugget from God. And we're like, oh, that just seemed random. Nothing about God is random. Everything is strategic. Everything is on time. Everything is exactly how it's supposed to be. And we just have to tune into it, and we have to listen and pay attention. And so I think everybody's guilty of it, you know, just going through a situation and feeling very defeated, maybe. Things just aren't going like you want them to go. But what are you listening to? What are you looking at? What are you noticing? And so, he says, as you learn to expect it, those nuggets, I will never disappoint you. So to me, if the way he said that to me is as you learn. So we have to study it. We have to pay attention to it. We have to practice it. In anything that we learn, we're not experts at first. We have to, like I said, be paying attention. We have to practice. We have to, okay, God, today I'm going to be very particular. I'm going to be very on about paying attention to those nuggets that are dropped all around me. That's getting my attention. And if I don't understand at first what it is, then help me to understand. You said, God, that you're going to be with me through all this. And if I'm learning, then God, you're the expert. You're the teacher. You're not going to leave me by myself to just figure this out. If you're dropping these nuggets all around me, then you're going to help me figure out what to do with them, what they are and notice what it is that I need to know about. And so it's endless, really. But I think that it's like I said, it's the most random thing. I can go to the movies and be watching a movie and just hear God speak through something, or and it's just, wow, okay, God, that seemed random, but that was a nugget that you dropped right in the middle of me trying to watch a movie, and it literally was confirmation. It was literally speaking to my spirit. It didn't have anything to do with anything on the surface, but when you're connecting with God, no matter what you're doing, you can still have those moments, and you can still have those confirmations that are just, like I said, they seem random, but He's going to teach you how to do that and be more sensitive to that. I think that we are desensitized to so much. There's so much going on all the time, and we just get desensitized, right? There's so much noise going on all the time that, can be sitting here at this gas station, and sometimes I don't feel like getting out to eat, to get out of the car to eat. Sometimes I'll get it, or run through the drive-thru, eat real quick, and then I'm on with my day. But sometimes I'm paying attention to what's going on around, and sometimes a random thing that I might see, it ministers to me. A few weeks ago, I was talking about two sets of people, right? One group came out to have their little smoke break, and they were going to gossip, and they're just standing around griping and complaining and smoking. And I know that they do that because I've actually walked by and heard that, right? So I'm not assuming or making it up. I know that's what they are doing. And so that's one group. The other group I saw sitting in my car, saw in the rearview mirror, they walked by, and they were out walking. They were walking, man. They weren't just like walking. They were like power walking. And they were making laps around the building. And so, in the building where our office is, there are people that do that. They'll walk, they'll take a break, and, I see different people doing that. And, it was just interesting to notice the differences in that. So to me, that was a nugget that God was dropping. You can either be negative, and you can, be around people that are negative and not get anywhere, stand still, right? Walking, pacing back and forth, smoking and griping, or you can lap the building, right? And so that encouraged me, that fired me up, because it wasn't anything personal about the people. That was none of my business what they were talking about. I didn't hear them that particular day, but so that was a nugget, right? That was a nugget. So don't discount those nuggets that are all around you, that are just randomly dropped, it seems like, and know that He's going to teach you how to work that and hear that and see those things, especially if you're asking, right? If you're asking, if you're going through something in particular, ask God, show me, give me little nuggets throughout this day, give me little nuggets throughout this week, and help me to see what I'm supposed to do. You're trying to make a decision, and God, show me, give me the facts, help me to hear from you like I need to hear from you, God. You built me, you made me, you know me, God. So how do I need you to communicate with me, God? Because that's going to help me. And so He will do that. He will do that. If you need to see, the same exact thing over and over and over, then that's what will happen. He will make sure that that's what happens. And especially if you're paying attention to it. there's so much that God has me doing right now, and I'm still learning. I'm still pushing myself. I'm still stretching, and still trying to, just do things. And so, I was having a conversation earlier, and something randomly came, like, oh my gosh, you need to reach out to this person. And so then I was like, yeah, Thom, you probably need to reach out to that person too. And so that was a little nugget that I needed to hear from God. And so, as you learn to expect it, what are you expecting? What are you expecting every single day? Negative? Or are you expecting to hear from God? Are you expecting to see those nuggets all around in random things, in random places, from random people? That's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting that, God, you said you would order my steps. You said that the effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. That means I've been praying, God. I've been doing what I'm supposed to be doing as much as I know. And so you said those things, it was going to avail much. We were going to do good stuff with it, God. And so, so much to this. Those nuggets that are just around. It reminds me of the manna from heaven. God spoke and said to the children of Israel, right? They got out of Egypt, and they're out, right, away. They're out there in the wilderness, and God promised every day there will be fresh manna. Go out and gather what you need, and you will eat. But every day you have to do it. And so, I don't know what color manna is, but I imagine it was kind of gold. Maybe it wasn't. But, so think about that, y'all. Every day, God brings fresh manna and just drops it like the dew on the grass. It's everywhere. You just have to gather what you need for today. And God, thank you so much. Thank you for these nuggets that you're dropping today for me that I need for today. That's confirming stuff. Tomorrow, I'm going to have fresh manna. I can't live on yesterday because it wasn't designed for that. They got lazy and they started gathering extra manna thinking that it was going to last and try to store it up. And it was rotten. That it didn't last because that's not what God said. And so they were getting in trouble because they weren't doing it every single day. And so think about that, y'all. His promises are new every day. He gives us fresh manna every day, fresh nuggets every day for whatever you need, right? And so, yeah, Angel, fresh manna. Fresh manna. There's nothing like it. And so, hey, Chris Foster, what's up? Welcome. So, I will never disappoint you. If we get disappointed, then we need to ask ourselves why. Why am I disappointed? Because God, you said that you wouldn't disappoint me. Okay, God, rejection's God's protection, but this don't feel like it. This don't feel like protection, God. This feels like I'm rejected. And so I need you to help me figure this out because I don't like it. It hurts. And so there's going to be nuggets about it, right? You might not know right now, but on the other side of it, man, there's been a lot of times lately I've just been sitting and I'm like, oh, God, that's why. That's why. Thank you for that. What I thought I needed, what I thought I wanted, I might not have gotten it, but thank you. Thank you for allowing me to see right now why. Maybe you'll never know why. You might not ever know why on some stuff, but that's all right. So, he said, I have gone before you and I already know what is coming. Allow me to communicate with you on a consistent basis. Your cup stays full because I want you to stay in my presence and not be in such a hurry to go. He wants our attention, y'all. That's what this is about. God wants your attention. He wants your time. He wants you to spend time with Him. He's giving you, your cup stays full because I want you to stay. I don't want you to be in a hurry to go. And do what a million other things that you got to do. And of course, I think that God understands we have responsibilities. we have things we have to do, right? But He also is jealous. He's a jealous God. He wants our attention. And so He wants us to stay. I told y'all last week when I first read this, I heard at a funeral one time, and again, y'all, I was sitting in a funeral supporting someone that I knew. Grandmother had passed, and and I had to drive 45 minutes to an hour to even get there, and probably didn't have time, but as I sat there and listened to the story that he told about that exact thing, it was a confirmation to me. Is God is like that. When you go to someone's house and you're having a good time, they don't want you to leave. They're going to make sure that your cup stays full. You have food. You're comfortable, right? Because they don't want you to leave. I hope that you guys have experienced that before at some point. But sometimes, there's conversations that you have just on the phone where it's such a good conversation and you don't want it to end. And so you just keep talking about whatever. But that's how God is. That's how God is. And so when we get to the conferences, when we all go to Pastor Kim's conference in Atlanta, or maybe it's your family, or maybe whatever it is, but we don't get to actually see each other except a couple of times a year, and so it feels like that time flies by so fast. And when it's time for us to go back home, and it's you get a little sad, and we have to say goodbye to each other or see you later. And there's been a lot of times where a few of us will be together and we stay up really late, right, LaWanda? If you're still on here, we went and saw Pastor Kim one time in Springfield, and we just sat around and talked and talked and talked. There was a few of us, and it was like 1 or 2 in the morning, and we just was having such good conversation. We didn't want it to end, and it was good, and finally we knew we had to. And so that's exactly how God is. He wants our cup to stay full so that we won't be in a hurry to go out. And so maybe that's your nugget that you're waiting on, is spend a little more time with God. Spend more time with God. Not the number of times, but time. Now, your schedule may not allow you to spend 3 or 4 hours, praying every day at the same time. But till 2 a.m., right, Melissa? But do it when you can, right? Treat God, treat the Holy Spirit like your best friend, somebody that you want to be with. And so this whole book is an example of that. Spending time with God and hearing God and sharing. I didn't even understand at first, but each time this was a nugget, several nuggets that God would drop, and I would hear this stuff, and at that moment it was confirming stuff in my life. At that moment, 3-4 years ago, as I was writing, I would weep and just could feel so powerfully that for God to say that your cup stays full because I want you to stay in my presence and not be in a hurry to go. for the God of the whole universe to care so much about me, to care so much about you, that he wants us to stay in his presence because he has something for us. That's a nugget. There's nuggets. And so maybe that's your nugget for the day, is spend more time in God's presence. Do whatever it is he's telling you to do, whatever that looks like, because you never know what your obedience is going to do, what door your obedience is going to open. I can't imagine not having written this book. This first book, was more than just paper. This first book was a literal conversation with God, that I had multiple conversations. That's why I called it this. That's what I felt like you wanted me to call this, throne room conversations, because that's how this felt, was being in the throne room of God and having conversations and downloads and hearing him say stuff that changed my life, y'all. It did. Because out of this came so much. Out of this came 2 other books. Out of this came starting a publishing company. Out of this came the Inner Circle. Out of this came doing the conference. Out of this came stuff I don't even know about yet. Because Pastor Kim said it this morning, 1 ounce of obedience is more than all the prayer in the world. This was obedience. This was stepping out and doing something I didn't even understand why I was doing it. I had never heard of prophetic writing. I didn't know nothing about it. I just started writing. And then I would share as I felt like I was supposed to share. And then it turned into a book. And I didn't know the first thing about writing a book when I did it. I didn't have really anybody to even reach out to. Like, there was somebody, and the help was basic. The help was a little bit. But I had to push through. I had to figure it out, and I didn't understand at the time. God, why? Why? I don't want to do this. This is so frustrating. But I knew it was a burning assignment that I couldn't just lay down. I had to complete the assignment. And again, I didn't understand. I didn't even know anything about ChatGPT at that time. I think I'd heard it once, like, after the fact. But I was like, I don't even understand what you're saying. Chat what? Chat what? And so, I had to push through. Because on the other side of this, now I understand. Now, I understand those nuggets that God was giving me back then that are still, the ripple effect is still very much happening right now out of one bit of obedience, which was a lot at the time. And so, but I had to be consistent. I had to push. I like I said, I was frustrated and didn't know what I was doing. I had to figure it out. Then, like I said, then the next thing came, and so it kept pushing, and now God's still pushing. But it was those little things I have to pay attention to, and we still have to pay attention to. We have to keep going back and paying attention. And so now this is still, it's still blessing me. It's still blessing people. It's still all those things. And like I said, I look back now, and this actual version I'm reading out of, the manuscript, the inside is the same, but so much of this has changed just because as I grew, then I was able to go back and edit and fix, and and so it's exciting for me to see. Even the cover's not the same. This is the original cover, and it wasn't even what I originally wanted, but I couldn't get, I had to hire somebody to do the cover, and it was good enough at the time. Then I was able to go back and redesign it, add some things to it, fix it, make it look a little more professional. And just the other day I was looking at this, I was like, holy cow, there's where's the copyright page? Where's the, what is even happening? So those little nuggets are not random, but they are intentional. They are on purpose. They are God trying to get your attention for something. Y'all, sometimes if I'm running late, thank God. This morning I was running a little bit later than I wanted to be. I had to be somewhere at a very certain time, and I forgot. I was kind of running around the house, and the dogs were looking at me like I'm crazy, and so at one point I was like, you know what? Thank you, God. Because if I had left 5 minutes earlier, I would have been involved in an accident or, whatever. And I still arrived on time. I still got exactly where I needed to be, exactly when I needed to be there. And by the time I, was on my way, I wasn't even stressed about it. And so, what nuggets has God been trying to show you that maybe you haven't paid attention to? That this is confirmation for that. Those nuggets are not random. So the rest of this week, be paying attention. Be paying attention to those little nuggets. Conversations, the same things that you hear over and over, the things that you see over and over, whatever it is, once you're noticing it, once you're paying attention and you're thinking about it, you're going to notice it. You're going to see it. You're going to hear it. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you will. Like I said, when you start driving a red car, you start seeing red cars all over the place. You start driving whatever, you do. We just do. And so, it feels like, especially with cars, there's so many black, white, silver, or gray cars. It's like, blah. Where are the colorful cars at anymore? And so there's been some days since I drive so much, I thought, I'm going to start noticing, colored cars. Red, blue, green, whatever. Anything else besides red, black, and silver. And you know what? I did. I started paying attention to differently. I was like, there's a red one. Because there's one day I stopped at a stoplight and there was literally like 6 white cars all around me. I was like, what are we even doing? And so maybe that was my nugget. I missed it, right? God was like, dude, maybe there was something out of it. But, oh yeah, they probably are cheaper. Yeah. That's probably right, Angela. Yeah, you're probably right. So, hello, Rochelle Wilson. I'm glad you jumped on. Y'all, thank you for spending some time with me today. I truly, truly appreciate it. I pray that today was a nugget for you that you needed. And so, pay attention to what these are. God said He will teach us. And He wants us to utilize and practice that discernment, practice that hearing, and noticing those things like that, because He's trying to bless us. He's trying to bless you. He's trying to give you the answers that you need, but you have to pay attention. They're all around us in all sorts of ways. And so, yeah, I bet you would, Angel. I could totally see that. She could drive a lime green car, hot pink, or royal purple. I could see it. Yep. Yeah, I just got a different car and it's white, and it's just what it was. And nowadays you can get them wrapped and whatever, right? So I could get it wrapped something funky, I guess. But anyway, y'all, I love you so much. Thank you for getting on here. I was at the beginning of all this, I was talking about our Level Up Inner Circle. So go check it out on my website if you haven't. Pray for us. The group is growing. It's really, really good. We have a private Facebook page, and it's gonna really, really be good. If you are writing a book or know somebody that is, and they need some help, let me know. And I'm doing ghostwriting, so that's Legacy Book Experience, and that's where I do all the work for you, and your name goes on the book. And so, and then our conference coming up in September, and so be thinking about that. I would love for you to come here in Oklahoma City and kick it with us. So it's gonna be an amazing time. And so and then I mentioned Throne Room Conversations, my first book. It's on my website. It's on Amazon. Breaking Labels, my second book. It's on Amazon on my website. And Purpose and Betrayal, third book, and it's all the same as well. So, and then we have the Pastor Kim's conference coming up in July. I hope to get to see you guys. And the way these weeks and months fly by, it's going to be here before we know it. But I'll have a booth set up there at the conference. I can't wait. I'm going to show off some of the new books that I've been publishing for other authors. And so really, really blessed to have some really great things going on. So yes, Angel, is going to be fire for sure. So anyway, y'all, I love you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for hanging out. Melissa, thank you for all that you do. I appreciate you. And you all have a good rest of your week. Pay attention to those nuggets. They're all around us. And they're not random. So, all right. I love y'all. I'll see you on the flip.